Hey, it's Rob Bryanton, and today's December 4th, 2007, back here at the Imagining the 10th Dimension video blog, and today's going to be sort of a catch-all show. We're going to look at some of the stuff that's been, conversations that have been happening in the chat room here at 10thdimension.com/chat, and also talk a little bit about some of the other things that have been happening over at the forum. One of the conversations that happened recently in these video chats was something called E8, and the idea of the semantic web and how it's knitting all things together here. I'm thinking about that right now as I look at the screensaver that's on my laptop. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. Does that show up? Yeah. So this is if you go to dig.com, they've got some great new screensavers happening that give you ways to see the digs as they're coming up and show you different ways that they're connected together, what's popular, what has been dug by multiple people, and it's really part of the whole information versus reality discussion that we've been having here, is that there are so many tools that are coming out now that allow you to be able to navigate through that overwhelming amount of information. These ones are not so much a way to navigate as a way to allow you to just see what is coming up currently. And it's the whole idea of the expansion of our universe and the expansion of our information space all kind of tying together to each other is one of the ideas that we've explored a little bit here at Imagining the 10th Dimension, which relates a little bit to the new, well, I guess it's not quite new anymore, the November 24th to 30th issue of New Scientist magazine. I'm a big fan of this magazine, but one of the ideas that I proposed a few blogs ago was that there might be some relationship between the 10th anniversary of Google coming up in 2008 and the 10th anniversary of the discovery of dark energy and the accelerating expansion of the universe. And here's an interesting article that blows that concept up into even greater proportion now. The article is called "Have We Just Sealed the Universe's Fate?" And it's written by Marcus Chown, and I'll just read you the first couple of paragraphs here. Have we hastened the demise of the universe by looking at it? That's the startling question posed by a pair of physicists who suggest that we may have accidentally nudged the universe closer to its death by observing dark energy, which is thought to be speeding up cosmic expansion. Lawrence Krauss of Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio, and colleague James Dent suggest that by making this observation in 1998, we may have caused the universe to revert to a state similar to early in its history, when it was more likely to end. Incredible as it seems, our detection of the dark energy may have reduced the life expectancy of the universe, says Krauss. And you know, when some people look at Rob Bryanton spouting off his crazy ideas, if I were the one who advanced that particular idea, you'd be saying, there's proof that he's crazy. We have qualified quantum physicists saying some of the same kind of ideas that I've been playing with here. There's another article in the same issue. It's called Into the Void, and the article, the cover story, has this picture of somebody climbing a ladder and to this large dark shape that's in the sky, and that's exactly what's been discovered. And I'll just read you the first couple paragraphs of this so you can get an idea of what they're talking about. In August, radio astronomers announced that they had found an enormous hole in the universe. Nearly 1 billion light years across, the void lies in the constellation Eridanus, I guess it would be, and has far fewer stars, gas, and galaxies than usual. It is bigger than anyone imagined possible, and it is beyond the present understanding of cosmology. What could cause such a gaping hole? One team of physicists has a breathtaking explanation. It's the unmistakable imprint of another universe beyond the edge of our own, says Laura Massini-Houghton of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. It's a staggering claim. If Massini-Houghton's team is right, the giant void is the first experimental evidence for another universe. It could also vindicate string theory, our most promising understanding of how the universe works at its most fundamental level. And it would do away with the anthropic arguments that have plagued string theorists in recent years, because they say we are the reason the cosmos is the way it is. The hole in the universe is a big deal. So again, that relates so strongly to a lot of the discussions that we've been having here, and the idea that that has risen to the surface in the last year since Imagining the 10th Dimension first started as a project about 18 months ago now. It became fashionable to say that string theory was bunk, that multiple dimensions was bunk, that if you can't see a dimension, you can't. You're basically just theorizing about the impossible. It's fun to play with as a mind game, but couldn't possibly really exist. Some of this new research that's out here, and we've talked about this in some of the other video blogs lately, is starting to again make the idea of multiple dimensions become more popular again, and that's pretty fun. Now let's go to something that is happening at the Imagining the 10th Dimension blog right now. If you go to www.10thdimension.com/blog, we're running a poll, and the poll that's running right now is related to one of the popular discussions that's happening at the forum, and this definitely gets into one of those more out there ideas. I'd like to thank Millsley for starting this discussion. He called it the signs of the shift, and basically it's a discussion of the idea that we might be coming towards some major change, not necessarily the end of the world or a cataclysm, but some major change, and there are people out there right now that are pointing towards 2012 as being the time when that's going to happen. And this ties strongly to some of the ideas that I first started exploring in my book, and that also we've been discussing here. The way I pose the question here is as follows. In a multiverse filled with every possible branching timeline, there must be branches we're not on, where some of the end-of-the-world doomsayers throughout history were right. For our timeline, will 2012 be the real deal, or just another Y2K-like fizzle? And Millsley came back and said, we're not really talking about the end of the world necessarily here. This actually might be something very positive that is about to happen. A global shift in consciousness could be what we're talking about here. And the reason I'm tried to sort of bridge that concept then by just calling it the real deal is because there are always going to, when you're looking back through history, you're always going to find examples of somebody who is saying some major thing is about to happen 5 years from now. And as I say in the book, eventually any prediction you make like that, you have to hit the deadline, and then your prediction either came true or it didn't. And Al Gore likes to talk about how when he first heard about global warming 30 years ago, it was like somebody from the future came to him and said, this is what's going to happen if you don't do something right now. So now finally we have a consensus developing, and of course some of you are going to disagree with me on this, but a consensus developing that global warming is caused by humans and the things that we're putting in into the atmosphere. And 30 years ago, that was an idea that was just a prediction. Now it looks like that prediction's coming true. The 2012 predictions that are being made right now, when we get to 2013, we'll all be able to look back and say, yep, that was right. No, that was wrong. We won't know till we get there, of course. But till then, it's fun to talk about these ideas, because if they're as we've talked about with the David Deutsch proof and the branching possibilities that come every moment in time right now, from this moment, there's a branching set of possibilities.